You're watching Samuel Goodwin on YouTube, and I don't balisong nearly as much as I would like, so this is about how it goes when I set up a new trick. First, I'm going to spend at least 10-15 minutes going through the tricks that I already technically know how to do, and just trying to make sure I remember what to do. Sometimes this means I have to actually look up how to do them because I forgot. A lot of stuff, once you do it a few times, you're like, oh, okay, that's it. But this one, every time it takes a few times to try to do it at all. This is not my best move. This is probably the most recent one that I've learned, which was actually kind of a while ago. And every time I try to do it, I try to like remember and do it some more times. But it does not stick as well as other tricks. This is why it's handy to keep a list on your phone of stuff, not just the things that you want to learn, but also the stuff that you've learned already. That way you can have something easy to look back at and see what you need to review. In my checklist here, it even has a link to the tutorial that I learned it from, so that if I really forget what's going on, I can look back and just watch again. And sometimes just seeing it once you remember, but sometimes you gotta work it out again. So it's good to have the explanation along with the trick and the list. Once we're warmed up a bit, now for the main event, we'll pull up the tutorial that I was looking at, and we're going to see if we can figure this out.
Het zijn de laatste weken om je volle handdoeken spaarkaarten in te leveren bij Albert Heijn.
3 fingers, and then you're going to insert your middle finger behind the safe handle.
So, since this is the Inverse Hellbent, and I've already learned the Hellbent, it's like kind of familiar, where it starts a little bit differently, but it's the same kind of idea, and I almost start to get it even before like totally getting through the explanation. So this might actually be a good choice for new trick that isn't so hard that it's going to take me 6 weeks to learn. The only challenging part seems to be right at the end, getting it transitioning smoothly into the chaplain situation. Because I can do a chaplain, but not apparently confidently enough to just like casually whip into it from some other trick. So this will be good practice for that. But if I can get it, then I learned a new trick. So yeah. So you just go like this, and then like this, and then it comes around into a chaplain that I can't control. I fudged it a little bit, but it works. And that's the Inverse Hellbent, apparently. Unless I'm doing it wrong, but it feels like I'm doing something, so I'm going to assume it's correct. That is definitely the smoothest one I've done. I'm going to work on this some more, of course, but yeah, I learned a trick. So now in my list, I move this trick from new tricks that I want to learn to long-term maintenance, where I should probably keep working on it, but it technically counts as I did it. So I won't keep it in the new trick list. And that's my general strategy for tricks, especially for things like this, where it's not like skateboarding where there's like fear and physical ability involved as much. It's really just figuring out a thing and trying to get used to doing it. In some cases, the trick takes a lot longer. Like there's definitely some tricks I learned with this, like the helix, for example, which actually took several sessions across a couple weeks, I think, to get the hang of it at all. To even say that it was done in a generous fashion. But a lot of tricks are actually kind of like this. You sit down, get yourself going, get warmed up, remember what to do, and then figure it out. These tutorials from Big Flips, I think, are like super duper thorough and super explanatory. There's definitely some tricks where I needed some other explanation, and then fortunately there were some other people on YouTube who wrote explanations for the same tricks. But a lot of it I just get directly from the Big Flips tutorials. Between hearing him explain the trick and how to do it, and also seeing the slow motion footage he has of how to do each trick, that's usually enough to get it. And then you can have fun and learn some new balisong tricks. So that's all for this week. It's been really hot, so there's only so much you can do at like high focus levels. But you know, I'm trying to do as much as I can and still get work done and stuff. But hopefully you're having a good weekend too. Get outside, get some sunlight, get some fresh air, you know, do a little bit of exercise, at least go for a walk or something, you know, just to get some circulation going, make your heart do something, and drink a whole bunch of water, and we'll see you next week.